Right now, everybody focusing on battery EV. That is a regulation drives it.
We will introduce by 2025 13 electrified vehicles.
While the world races to embrace electrification, lithium batteries, ultra-fast charging, and electric vehicles gliding silently, Mazda has boldly chosen a path unlike any other. Instead of joining the mainstream surge, they've decided to revive a technology thought to be long forgotten. Mazda believes this daring choice could reshape the automotive industry. Their CEO confidently declared, "The rotary engine we've refined will create an earthquake in the world of electric cars." This statement resonates like a wake-up call, enough to make giants like Tesla take notice. So, what makes this rotary engine so special, and how does it surpass the rest? Can it truly disrupt the balance between fossil fuels and clean energy? And what ambition is Mazda pursuing with this contrarian move? In today's exploration, we'll dissect the technology inside this unique engine and the bold strategy Mazda is chasing. Trust me, this is the journey of a brand that has repeatedly left the world in awe and is now doing the unthinkable once again. So, let's dive into this adventure. Imagine this. A Tesla Model S Plaid rockets from 0 to 96 kilometers per hour in under 2 seconds. Over 1,020 horsepower packed into its frame, yet it runs so smoothly, whispering like the wind, as if the sound of the future is murmuring on a quiet morning street. Pedestrians and coffee shop patrons turn their heads, as if glimpsing a shadow from tomorrow. But behind all that awe lies a limitation. It doesn't give you absolute freedom, refueling in minutes to drive another 500 kilometers without worrying about charging. In February 2024, at Mazda's research center, 36 engineers gathered around a small but legendary engine, the rotary engine that dominated the 1980s and 90s. Small enough to fit in a backpack, its power still brought smiles to the faces of seasoned engineers, as if they were fresh graduates. Then, Mazda's director said something paradoxical. This engine would no longer directly drive the wheels. Instead, it would serve as the auxiliary heart of a hybrid system, acting as a mobile generator, using cleaner fuel to keep the battery charged without needing to wait at a charging station. Refuel in under 5 minutes, and you're back on the road for another long stretch. The electric vehicle market is booming, projected to grow by 30% in just 5 years. But behind those dazzling numbers looms the fear of running out of juice mid-journey. Even if you own the fastest, most powerful EV on the block, when the battery dips below 20%, your mind immediately wonders, where's the next charging station? How long will I wait? Will it be crowded during the holidays? Even with Tesla's super-fast charging, you're stuck for at least 30 minutes. Mazda, however, takes a different route. Their next-generation rotary engine quietly burns fuel, maintaining steady, efficient rotation to keep the battery charged while the car cruises along. Since it doesn't directly drive the wheels, it avoids the drawbacks that once drew criticism. Tests show this system can deliver a range of 563 kilometers, and when the battery hits the red zone, you simply pull over, refuel in minutes, and keep going. No waiting, no stress over charging station maps, no long queues. To a generation raised on the Tesla dream, this idea might sound a bit old school, but for those who value control and hate wasting time waiting, it's nothing short of a quiet revolution. Mazda isn't chasing the title of fastest or most powerful. They've chosen a different path, giving drivers a new kind of freedom from the tether of the charger. Today, Mazda's rotary engine no longer roars with the ferocity of its past. It's quiet, compact, efficient, precise, like a steadfast companion, always there to power your journey. So, the question for you is this. Would you rather wait 30 minutes at a charging station or refuel in minutes and continue your endless adventure? More importantly, as Mazda's leader claims, this isn't just about convenience. It could be the key to unlocking an entirely new direction for the future of the automotive industry. The only question left, how will they turn this dream into reality? In January 2025, amid the biting cold of Tokyo, where every breath turned into a misty white cloud in the air, Mazda's CEO, Masahiro Moro, stepped forward to face a group of reporters. The clicking of cameras filled the air, and when he paused, his deep, warm voice rang out like a resolute declaration. The iconic SP is ready. This was not just an introduction to a new sports car. It felt like a proclamation that Mazda was ready to charge into the future. A future where many believed Tesla held an absolute advantage. Moro continued, explaining that the iconic SP has its own distinct character, and Mazda aims to bring it to market in 2026. Beneath its gleaming hood lies a hybrid powertrain, delivering 365 horsepower. But this is no ordinary hybrid. At its heart is a two-rotor rotary engine, paired with an electric motor, producing near instantaneous torque. This combination creates a unique sensation, the exhilarating surge of high rev power blended with the immediate thrust of electric energy. Mazda invested $50 million to develop this technology, focusing on addressing the long-standing drawbacks of rotary engines. They employed high-tech ceramic apex seals, capable of withstanding extreme friction and temperatures, ensuring an airtight rotary chamber. The lubrication system, equipped with artificial intelligence, adjusts oil flow in real time, providing just the right amount, neither too much nor too little. The engine's surface is coated with an ultra-thin self-healing nano-ceramic layer, capable of repairing tiny scratches that could affect long-term performance. Emissions, once the Achilles heel of rotary engines, have now become a strength. Mazda reduced emissions by 90% through the use of carbon-neutral fuel. The iconic SP meets the low-emission vehicle 4 standard and is fully prepared to comply with the stringent Euro 7 regulations in the future. This means the rotary engine is not just making a comeback, it's contributing to a greener future. Mazda hasn't overlooked the critical factor of pricing, which every car enthusiast cares about. The iconic SP will be priced between $50,000 and $60,000, placing it within reach of many sports car fans. In contrast, the Tesla Roadster, while promising blistering acceleration, comes with a much higher price tag and the inconvenience of long charging times, whereas the iconic SP can be refueled in minutes. As reporters crowded closer, all eyes were drawn to the sleek, compact rotary engine gleaming under the cold white lights. It's small enough to allow for a spacious cabin and practical luggage space, yet powerful enough to propel the SP from 0 to 96 kilometers per hour in under 5 seconds, capable of rivaling the Tesla Model 3 performance. Unlike the near-silent operation of electric vehicles, the iconic SP delivers a distinctive mechanical roar, a living symphony that reminds the driver they're behind the wheel of a true sports car. Mazda is racing against time. They need final approval from regulatory bodies and must fine-tune the platform before entering production. Their internal goal is to start assembly lines by the end of 2026, aligned with new fuel standards in Europe and North America. The company has a detailed plan to ensure the iconic SP launches smoothly, without any regulatory hurdles. And finally, the question is posed to the driver. Will you choose to wait 30 minutes at a charging station or opt for a 365 horsepower sports coupe that refuels in 5 minutes while also offering a clear conscience in this new era of sustainability? While the electric vehicle world boasts about zero tailpipe emissions, Mazda quietly charts a different course, developing a rotary engine capable of running on a variety of fuels, from hydrogen to biofuels, derived from algae to synthetic e-fuels. This approach opens the door to true carbon neutrality, something battery-powered EVs still struggle to achieve. The entire planet has rushed into the electric vehicle revolution, believing it's the ticket to saving the environment. Forecasts predict that by the end of 2025, electric vehicles will account for 16.7% of the global market. That figure sounds impressive, but a closer look reveals that growth is slowing in key markets as electricity demand surges while charging infrastructure lags behind. In cold conditions, charging times can stretch far beyond theoretical estimates. Behind the glossy Instagram photos of a Tesla parked beside a gleaming charging station lie less discussed truths. The environmental cost of mining battery materials, safely disposing of old batteries, and building a charging network robust enough to support millions of EVs. Lithium mining has worsened water shortages in many regions, while cobalt extraction continues to face heavy criticism over labor issues. Of course, these details rarely appear in slick advertisements. MAZDA, however, takes a different approach. They've developed a versatile rotary engine that can consume multiple fuel types: hydrogen, next-generation biofuels made from algae, or synthetic e-fuels produced from captured carbon dioxide. These aren't just ideas on a presentation slide. MAZDA has put this technology to the test on the racetrack, with an MX-5 Miata competing in the Super Tyque series, powered by carbon-neutral e-fuel. It's a grueling trial of durability, efficiency, and emissions reduction in the most demanding operating conditions. The strengths of this strategy become clear. Unlike hydrogen fuel cells, which require expensive battery packs, high-pressure storage tanks, and an incomplete hydrogen supply chain, MAZDA's rotary engine can leverage existing fuel infrastructure. Users can refuel instantly, a familiar experience, instead of waiting dozens of minutes at a charging station. Additionally, the engine's compact and lightweight design allows engineers to optimize vehicle structure, delivering superior balance and agility. MAZDA isn't alone in this journey. They're partnering with energy corporations and pioneers in clean fuel who see the potential in building a new refueling network without forcing drivers into a single solution. In contrast to Tesla's closed ecosystem centered on proprietary charging stations and software control, MAZDA offers an open, flexible path, ready to collaborate with global partners investing in synthetic fuel plants. These fuels could one day replace traditional gasoline without requiring users to completely change their habits. Many assume hydrogen-powered vehicles are less efficient, but with its unique design, MAZDA's rotary engine can convert hydrogen into energy with fewer moving parts, reducing vibrations while keeping maintenance costs low, challenging the common perception of new and expensive technology. This is MAZDA's quiet gamble in a world where most believe batteries are the only way forward. So, what sounds more sustainable? A world entirely dependent on lithium mining and building thousands of new charging stations, or an ecosystem that lets you refuel instantly with carbon-neutral fuels using existing infrastructure. Yet, the big question remains: if this technology is so promising, why did it take MAZDA so long to refine it? And what happened behind the scenes that kept this solution under wraps for so long? In 2012, when MAZDA announced the discontinuation of the RX-8, for many car enthusiasts, it felt like a dream had abruptly ended. A compact sports coupe, powered by a unique heart, a rotary engine capable of screaming up to 9,000 revolutions per minute, had vanished from the world. The reasons were simple, but deeply regrettable. It couldn't meet the increasingly stringent emissions standards, or the rigorous demands for durability and reliability. For speed enthusiasts, it was a bitter farewell, as nothing could quite replace the thrill of a rotary engine roaring through winding mountain roads or in heart-pounding races. The journey of the rotary engine began in 1967, when MAZDA bet its future on this bold pistonless design. Compact and agile, it opened the door for engineers to create cars that were both fast and alluring. However, as time passed, its weaknesses became glaring. Apex seals wore out too quickly, the engine consumed more oil than expected, and emissions were a constant nightmare. Even the most devoted rotary fans struggled to accept the high maintenance costs and environmental impact. These flaws turned the rotary engine into a once glorious icon in the automotive world. For over a decade after the RX-8 exited the stage, most believed Mazda had given up, leaving the rotary engine to fade into memory while the industry shifted toward hybrids and electric vehicles. But behind the closed doors of their laboratories, the story was far from over. Quietly, Mazda's engineers worked tirelessly to revive the rotary engine. Recently, CEO Masahiro Moro made it clear the rotary engine would only return if its past shortcomings were truly overcome. And so, groundbreaking innovations were born. Mazda developed next-generation ceramic apex seals, far more durable and with significantly reduced friction. They equipped the engine with an intelligent lubrication system using artificial intelligence to precisely adjust oil flow during operation, protecting the engine while conserving oil. Additionally, an advanced hybrid cooling system ensures stable temperatures even under heavy workloads. As a result, the new generation of rotary engines is far more reliable than its predecessors. What's fascinating is that Mazda isn't reviving the rotary engine solely as a traditional heart for sports cars. They recognized its immense potential as a generator for hybrid systems. In this role, the engine operates at its optimal efficiency range, producing electricity to power the wheels. The MX-30 REV is proof of this. The vehicle can run purely on electric power for about 85 kilometers, more than enough for daily needs, and extend its range to 563 kilometers with the rotary engine acting as a generator. Drivers enjoy the benefits of an electric vehicle without the fear of running out of power mid-journey. The rotary engine is perfectly suited for this role, being compact, lightweight, and easy to integrate into the vehicle's. Tesla, the pioneering symbol of the electric vehicle revolution, has bet heavily on a sprawling network of charging stations, dreaming of making electricity as cheap as water. But there's an undeniable truth: batteries degrade over time. And when replacement time comes, the cost isn't trivial, sometimes rivaling the down payment on a small apartment. Even in big cities, charging stations often face overcrowding, with long waits. Winter makes things even tougher. Driving range can drop significantly, turning long trips into stressful journeys, constantly searching for the next charging point. Mazda saw this and chose a different path. Their rotary hybrid technology doesn't require new charging stations or an overhaul of the power grid. Most importantly, it doesn't force users to revolve their lives around plugging in. A few minutes at any gas station is all it takes to refuel, leveraging existing infrastructure, while still running on electricity for short daily trips. This isn't a rejection of electric vehicles, but a clever solution. It retains the convenience of gasoline while embracing the benefits of clean energy. The numbers paint a different picture too. The global electric vehicle industry is valued at roughly $2 trillion, a massive dream, but a fragile one, reliant on government subsidies, massive infrastructure investments, and a supply chain of rare minerals for battery production. Meanwhile, Mazda's rotary hybrid doesn't need to wait for these conditions to mature. It's ready to roll now, tapping into familiar driving habits, saving fuel, and cutting emissions. It's no surprise that this strategy has caught the attention of other automakers. Many are wondering, could this approach offer a way out of the all-in electrification race? The rotary hybrid demonstrates a new model. It acknowledges the benefits of electric vehicles, but doesn't ignore the limitations of infrastructure and driver psychology. People crave flexibility. They want a car green enough to drive their kids to school each morning, but practical enough to cruise hundreds of kilometers without worrying about finding a power outlet. Mazda offers a balanced answer, a convenient, sustainable car that doesn't force you to compromise your lifestyle. As we head into 2026, consumers will face a choice that goes beyond brand or engine power. Pure electric vehicles promise cleaner air, but demand a shift in habits. Installing home chargers, planning routes around charging stations, and accepting the risk of battery replacement costs that could feel like buying a second car. Mazda's rotary hybrid, on the other hand, is more nimble. It runs on electricity for short daily drives and switches to gasoline for long journeys. No range anxiety, no hours spent waiting to charge. Just a few minutes to refuel, and you're back on the road. Another major plus, this technology doesn't burden the power grid or require complex infrastructure expansion. It leverages what's already there while still saving fuel, reducing emissions, and avoiding the financial shock of battery degradation. For most drivers, this isn't just about being eco-friendly, it's about convenience, autonomy, and comfort. Mazda's approach could redefine what it means to go green in a way that's more practical and aligned with people's everyday lives. So, what do you think about Mazda's rotary engine comeback? Will it open the door to a new future, or is it just a nostalgic nod to the past? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And if you found this topic interesting, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for our next video. See you in the next one.